Hello, my friends. I am back. It feels like it's been forever. I just feel that the energy has been so intense and so different. Kind of rapid changes have been occurring that I've been guided to not be doing check-ins or readings. It's like there's so much that we need to just allow ourselves to be surprised by. And it's also like there's things that are occurring right now in this collective that is not meant to be known or understood right away until the dust sort of settles. So and I will also say that it does feel like there's been, because union is basically here for so many, and I think I'm talking to this collective, that because of that, because each journey is different and unique, it feels like they're all kind of splitting into their own timelines where you and your twin could be in the beginning phases of union and you could be in communication, and that's going to be very specific. And then someone else, could be already in kind of a union where they're working through relationship, they're committing to each other, but they have their own thing, their own specific stuff, right? So I just kind of feel like there has been this divergent energy going on within the collectives. That being said, today what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to do a full moon in Capricorn reading check-in and see what comes up around these connections. See if there's anything that will be revealed that Spirit wants to let us know, give us the heads up about in regards to this moon coming up on Thursday. So that's kind of what I'm going to do as a support today. And the other thing that I just wanted to briefly share was it feels like there's been a lot of tests as of lately, a lot of tests around your trust and your faith. It's like the closer you get, the more you are tested. There's been lots of tower moments as well for both, but it does feel like what that's bringing is a very solid, sturdy, just saw 222, by the way, a very solid, sturdy foundation for the twins at this time. And that is really, really beautiful. And I also have been getting the message to stay flexible, to stay open. It may not look the way that you had always dreamed it to look. It may not feel the way that you had always dreamed it would feel. I think for both twins, actually. I was going to say maybe that's more for the divine feminine, but no, I actually think that's really for both, where there's this desire to merge. There's this real desire to unify. There's this real awareness and consciousness of the depth of love and passion that is present. And for many, there's still a timidness around, well, what do I do with that? How do I hold this in my 3D? How do I interact with this? So yeah, I may share a video at a later date when some of this becomes a little more, like some more time passes for myself and what I'm personally experiencing in my union, so that I can share with you guys to kind of help give context. So once I'm a little bit more clear, I will definitely be coming on with probably a more channeled message versus a card reading to see if it's helpful. But I will say, this is one thing that I think is going to be pretty universal and may be helpful to share in this space. There's been a timeline divergence, and I recently had this confirmed through what is going on with my twin in the 3D, that for many divine masculines, how do I want to put this? They chose the longer timeline. And it wasn't spirit guided necessarily, but it was spirit supported. What I mean by that was spirit offered, here's God's path and here's a karmic path. And you can't lose. You will win no matter what. But if you choose this path, this is kind of the God's path. This is the path to freedom. Sooner, quicker, right? In your 3D reality, this is the path to your twin. This is the path to union. And this was the download that most of us channelers were getting around timelines for these unions. And a lot of us were seeing spring. Okay, this past spring, we were seeing, the early phases of spring, to the late phases of spring, whatnot. This was right around the time that a lot of things in the world were kind of going, I don't want to say awry, but there was a lot of polarity in the collective, a lot of light and dark, a lot of battles, a lot of galactic battles, a lot of battling in the 4D, in the 5D, in the astral. So what feels like, what has been revealed to me, because I started to feel like I was getting these channeled messages and downloads that, I think they took a different timeline. I think the masculines had this choice presented to them, and they, chose this darker, longer timeline, the more karmic timeline. And, and so it kind of thwarted everything. And it caused a lot of tower moments for the divine feminine, whether they were consciously aware of it or not. It felt very like, well, I guess all hope is lost. And it was revealed to me recently that, yes, I got that confirmation, and the cases of what they chose are going to be very different for each. For some, it's the third party. For some, it's, doubling down on karmic situations, relationships. For some, very, very specific scenarios. And maybe at one point I will have consent and permission to share a little bit around my twins' journey on that. So, but that all being said, there was very specific timelines that were chosen at that time, and it feels like the Divine Masculine Collective as a whole decided to take this divergent path. And the reason was they needed to understand the depths of their darkness. They needed to understand the depths of the darkness existent to really be able to understand it, to really be able to transmute it and to heal, and then to teach. Because many a part of this collective are not just twins that are coming into union in order to hold a higher vibration. Yes, that will be a byproduct, but many of the twins in this collective are here to be very, very active in their service and healing and teaching and sharing with the collective all that they're learning on this twin flame journey. And so those divine masculines in that collective really felt like they hadn't quite understood the depth of the darkness yet, and needed to kind of sacrifice their own happiness, their own union at that time, their own reemergence with Christ consciousness, with themselves, with, their twin, where they just needed to dive down that path a little bit further. And yes, there are some karmic repercussions for that, and there are some there may be debts to repay, and that may be something that you and your twin will work through together. And it could also be something that Spirit decides you're released from based on whatever's going to be the highest path and highest timeline for you. So, and I'm just sharing this because it's something that's become very crystallized, where it's like a channeled message that I've had for a while, and then I just got quote unquote 3D proof, 3D proof that yes, that is what happened. And that is why we're seeing such a surge in unions now. And you will continue to see that throughout this year, throughout 2021. This is when a huge group of these twins are coming into union, because it's needed. And then mission work is going to be really kicked up in 2022. So I just wanted to share that in case you have felt yourself being a little bit hopeless or a little bit down, and you had been, a part of this Divine Feminine Collective where you really thought things were going to be happening much sooner, and not even from a place of like, I have attachment to the 3D timeline and I'm in pain and suffering about it, but just because it's what Spirit was telling you. Like, you were really getting those downloads and you were really feeling like, oh, it's coming. And then when it didn't show, it may have tested your faith. It may have caused you to doubt your own intuition or your own channeling abilities, or, so I'm just really sharing that because this has kind of been like my path is through this twin journey, is really being able to keep my faith in the divine and trust in the divine. And it's been tested multiple times, and it's tested in these sort of ways, in these sort of occurrences. All right, I have jabbered on enough. I'm going to get to the cards. I just wanted to share that with you guys because I thought that might be helpful. That was something that was coming through, and that's something that's been really validated as of recently for me. So sharing it. in case it's helpful. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab some tarot first. I'm going to start with tarot for this full moon in Capricorn. Just collectively to see what the themes, I want to know what the themes of this full moon are as it pertains to these divine connections, these soulmate, twin flame, spirit guided relationships. Okay, tell us about the theme, Spirit. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. I'm gonna grab one more. Wow. 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 Oh my God, this energy is beautiful. Oh my God, I was not expecting this. I'm always so pleasantly surprised. I have the World at the bottom of the deck. In this tarot deck, it is called the Universe. This is a completion, a full completion of cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. This is also confirmation that we are on that path. We are on the divine path. We are the potential for expansion, abundance, just absolute joy is what's coming in. And it's very, very close, twins. Okay, so the themes, we have Six of Pentacles. In this deck, they call it material and spiritual prosperity. I'm really drawn to the phrase spiritual prosperity because what I feel the energy of a Six of Pentacles, it's something that's been coming up a lot for the divine masculines, is this deep, deep desire to give back to this connection, to give what they have been gifted in this connection, because there's this awareness, there's this consciousness, there's this inner knowing and understanding about the journey. There's this inner knowing and understanding about their divine feminine, and now they're really coming into this responsibility, this place of integrity, this place of reciprocity is really important to them. And it's not, you know what's beautiful too about this energy is it's not about, when maybe old templates where they would be coming from guilt or shame or regret around what has transpired in the past between the two of you. And so then they would get into this kind of codependent Six of Pentacles energy, which would be more, I'm going to overgive. I'm going to earn back your affection. I'm going to bring you gifts, or I'm going to, 3D things that are going to help. When now they're like, no. I'm learning my worth. I'm learning who I am and what I have to offer. I have strong boundaries. I know what's correct and right for me. I know how to listen, and I know my divine feminine knows how to do those things. And so now we're coming into this very harmonized, balanced place of give and take. And it's on their heart space a lot. And I love seeing this as a theme for the full moon. Full moons are celebrations. Full moons are accumulation of all of the hard work. It's a release of the past. It's a starting of a new cycle. But it's also this celebration. It's this really joyful, it can be a very joyful, exuberant experience. And seeing the Six of Pentacles be our first card, first theme that popped out is really exciting to me. I will grab some clarifiers on these energies, but I'm first going to just discuss them and their themes, and then we'll go into a little bit more cards. I'm also getting the Four of Wands. Beautiful. So in this card, it's really representative of home. The structure, the balance of home. There's a family here. A very connected, loving family, and they're blessed. They're blessed by the divine with this rainbow here. There's a spiritual component, foundation and achievements. So it's ascending to a level of stability in your home, in your connections, in your love. Obviously, in so many of these decks, it is the card that we refer to as the twin flame card, because usually the four is represented by four pillars that kind of is reminiscent of the 1111, the representation of the twin flame. And it is, union, marriage, coming together, commitment, spiritual love. But on this full moon, what it feels like is this culmination of all of this hard work and effort that you both have been putting in. And now there's this solid, sturdy foundation where both twins are learning to surrender to the divine. Both twins are learning to trust, to fully trust, not just themselves, not just the divine, but also each other. And that's what builds this sturdy foundation. And that's when these beautiful, abundant blessings can come in and reach them. Wow. This feels particularly heartwarming. And then look what we have, you guys. We have the Ace of Cups. Love begins. There's that rainbow, double rainbow. Rainbow has always been a sign for me on my personal journey with my twin. So perhaps that resonates for some of you. I love that deck for all these rainbows. But this is a cup runneth over. This is an abundance of love. This is unconditional love. In this deck, it's called Love Begins. And it really feels, the energy of this moon feels like we're coming into this awareness for the Six of Pentacles, and we're learning how to do this. It's setting us up with a very, very solid foundation and a new idea of what home and connection and union can be. And from that, look what bursts forward. Look what is able to be birthed. And I'm noticing in this card, actually for the first time, I always kind of assumed that this is one person holding the cup for some reason, but I'm really seeing that these are two hands connecting through this cup of unconditional love, through this abundance. So it's two people unifying together, blessed by the divine with this rainbow here. And it's the cup overflowing. There's so much to give. There's so much. There's an abundance here. There's no scarcity. There's no lack. And because of that, it's able to give back into the earth, to replenish, to nourish. This is your mission work, people. This is the first time I've looked at this card and gotten this specific message from this card. So this is really, really something. This is new. This is new energy. This is the Ace of Cups like we have not seen it or felt it before. Wow, I don't want to say I was ambivalent towards this moon, but I was just like, great, a full moon. Awesome. And now I'm like, whoa, I'm really excited for this moon. Okay. I'm going to grab a little bit more tarot just to kind of clarify, to see if there's anything else Spirit wants to tell us about these themes, anything specific we can gain before we move into some oracle messages. All right, Spirit, tell us about the Six of Pentacles. Is there anything more? Yeah. Wow. So there's a lot. Let's see if I'm being told one more. Ooh, baby. Okay, so two more. All right, so we are freeing ourselves this moon. We are freeing ourselves from what has held us back, from what has disabled us from being able to see the situation clearly, from being able to hold the potentiality of the highest outcome and knowing that that is the truth, knowing that this is meant to be, that this is happening. So this Knight of Pentacles here is saying, I am working, I am steadfast, I am not giving up. Neither of you are giving up in this dedication to this reciprocity, give and take. It also feels like there's a real equality. There's a real balance, and I'm getting like a real harmony and balance of the masculine and feminine energies within each of you. You may have connected initially in these connections from your main archetype, meaning like if you're the divine feminine, they're the divine masculine. When you first connected, it may have felt really good and really great to be like, ooh, you're the masculine. Ooh, I'm the feminine. Oh, look at how these energies work and polarize and really feel good together. But what I've been feeling as of late, and what I'm feeling from this message in particular, is there's this like unification where I can't tell where I begin and you end, but not in a loss of self or sovereignty. I want to be very clear, not in a codependent template like the old 3D model of relationship, but in a very beautiful, like a neutralizing energy of I am the masculine, I am the feminine, you are the masculine, you are the feminine. We are very, very equaled out. I'm being drawn to these two fountains in this card, very balanced, very equal. It's a very symmetrical card. And then this Knight of Pentacles, like we're working really hard to this. And it just feels like very balanced, very grounded energy. And then we're getting the Ace of Swords and New Beginnings, which is the Judgment card. But I love that the word is new beginning. How appropriate for a full moon. So there's a truth here. There's a truth, there's an awareness, there's a consciousness. There is a depth of awareness of this work that we're both putting in, this equal give and take, this willingness, this presence that we're each offering to one another and to this mission to come together. And it's bringing about a very exciting new start, a fresh cycle. Again, the universe on the bottom of the deck. So it's a fresh start, a fresh cycle, a truthful, honest cycle in accountability, in integrity. What I'm getting a lot lately from the swords is integrity, responsibility, accountability, being willing to really own our behaviors, our actions. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, to clarify our Four of Wands, we're getting the Six of Wands and the Page of Cups. So, the success around this foundation, this theme of like home, stability, foundation, connection, unity, comes from the willingness to be in our heart space, the willingness to be humbled in our emotions, humbled in our heart, because the page is kind of, can be naive, can be novice, almost that childlike innocence, that childlike love. And it's this card says a new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships, great intuitive insights. Yeah, so this card is kind of the card of intuition as well. So when we are in our heart, when we are in that intuition, when we are in that childlike surrender to our heart and our true feelings, that is when the success comes around the Four of Wands, around the foundation. And it's also, this is also an acknowledgement of all the hard work that has gone into building this Four of Wands and the foundation there. So I feel that this moon is going to be an opportunity for you, whether with your twin or separately, to be in acknowledgement and gratitude of how far you've come. And then to, once you have kind of made peace with, let go, purged anything that needs to, then you can kind of look forward to what's coming in gratitude, in excitement, in anticipation. And you may be getting a lot of downloads around this full moon of what's coming next. So the key here is to stay in your open heart. The epiphanies are going to be coming through for both. Really for both. Okay, that's too many cards, Spirit. Let's grab one more. Okay, beautiful. Oh, wow. Okay. So this love begins, Ace of Cups energy, this theme of this full moon, is a great deal of activity. It's almost like time is speeding up and things are picking up significantly. Sudden and immediate results in love begins, in this new fresh energy that's coming in for this full moon. Like, this is the opportunity. I've been hearing that there's this like threshold to cross and it's an opportunity. Now's your chance. You better take it. You better take it, twins. Do not let this time pass you up. This is important communication coming in. By the way, this is all Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. And what we're getting to clarify is this Eight of Cups. And I love the Eight of Cups in this deck because it speaks to leaving something behind in order to start something much better and much more emotionally fulfilling and much more in line with your purpose. The card literally says, there is something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right, a spiritual quest. And in this card, there is a woman with her dog representing loyalty. And she's kind of wandering into this dark, lush forest, clearly leaving something behind. But there's this kind of like prince, king, knight energy sitting here waiting for her. And it's a scary choice. It can be scary emotionally to put yourself out there, to be vulnerable, to take that next step, to take that plunge. But that is what she is being called to do. And she's very aware of what she's leaving behind. And it's taken a lot of work to do that. It's perhaps what you've been working on, both of you have been working on through these cycles, these previous moon cycles. And now we're finally coming to this place of like, now is the time. There's a precipice, there's a threshold. And I love the second card that came out, because then we have the Knight of Cups. So this knight kind of energy, I really get a knight energy, even without this card. It's like, there's what she's walking towards, and there he is. And the knight is romantic commitment, fulfillment. This is someone who can speak their truth, who can be a bit poetic, who can be very charming, very loving, sweeping you off your feet, situations that make your heart flutter. This is that love begins energy. And I feel for many of you, if you have been waiting for truth to be spoken, for heartfelt things to be shared, that there is a portal opening here around this moon. So whether it occurs for you on the moon, whether it occurs for you a couple days prior or a couple days, weeks after, just know that this is what you are moving towards when you let go of anything from the past. And for many of you, because it's a cups card, what you're letting go of is actually just the pain of the past. It's the suffering of the past. It's the difficulty of the past. Okay, it's the fears of the past. It's the not quite being able to trust, to surrender. It's the giving up energy. It's the this is never going to happen. It's all those stories. So that's what you're letting go of on this moon. And if you can really sit in ritual and ceremony around that very consciously, there's a huge portal opening up, twins. Okay, so I'm going to grab a card here for the masculines from this deck. So tell us about the masculines for this moon, Spirit. Wow, okay. Let me grab one more. Oops, that's too many. One more, Spirit, just one. Thank you. Yep, okay. To be fair, in this deck, for me, this is the Justice card. So again, I'm being drawn to the Six of Pentacles that we pulled earlier as a theme. There's this desire, this deep, I'm sorry I keep bumping the camera, you guys. There's this deep, deep desire for justice, for reciprocity, for acknowledgement, for accountability. They're really stepping into that masculine energy, not the distorted masculine, but the full higher self masculine. And that masculine takes ownership, takes accountability, takes responsibility, rights wrongs, delivers justice. And he or she is being motivated and drawn like a moth to a flame to step into this energy because of this no place like home. This is so strong. This card, just holding it in my hand right now, this energy is so strong right now in the collective that both twins feel, no matter what karma they're working through, no matter what ugliness in the 3D may be coming up, because there's been quite a few towers, there's been quite a few, all that baggage that has to be transmuted. The closer we get, the more baggage comes up. So you may be experiencing that, and maybe this reading isn't quite reflecting that yet, but just know, or this reading isn't quite reflecting your connection yet, but just know this energy is coming. This energy is going to be available soon, if it's not already for you. That was a little tangent, because I know I almost was hearing some of you be like, well, I'm certainly not experiencing this. This seems really positive, and I'm just not feeling that. But this is here. This home energy, you are both feeling this. You are both having this conscious awareness, this being drawn to. And this is especially prevalent for the masculines right now. And that is what is encouraging them to step in, get their affairs in order, to get order, structure, balance in their lives. Balance, right? Justice card is all about balance, balancing those scales. So if you haven't heard from them, if they haven't been honest with you, or whatever your situation is, whatever the case is, know that this has to occur, but also know that it's your connection and this feeling of belonging, soul family, home, that is driving them towards taking these steps and taking these actions. So that's really beautiful. Okay, card for the feminine, please, Spirit. What can you tell us about the feminine? Oh, that's a lot of cards. Okay, let's see. Wow. Oh, I love it. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have Loyal Heart. I always love to see this card. This is a union card for me. And someone that's very committed and loyal and not giving up. So the first card that I saw was Community. So this speaks to soul family. But the second card that came out is Not for You. So Divine Feminines, perhaps there is some clearing right now around your community. Perhaps this moon is going to be an opportunity and an avenue for you to release some connections, release some ties, or for some, I'm actually hearing that this Not for You is around past hurts, past fears, and anything that you might still be slightly holding on to in the present moment that is a quote-unquote baggage that is limiting and or blocking you from your full union. So this is just Spirit. I feel like Spirit is talking very specifically to the Divine Feminines in this reading. And this card is not one to be feared, but I know that it can have that reaction. Spirit is saying, if it doesn't feel good, it's not for you. So if there is a thought that you're holding on to that doesn't feel good, burn it. Burn it in this moon. If there is a relationship, a connection, a pattern in a relationship that doesn't feel good, burn it. It's not for you. Jobs, situations, anything that is not feeling good, Spirit's just saying it's not for you, and use this moon as an opportunity to purge and let go of that. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is like a kind of boss, father figure energy. So it's a good time to really be in this energy of like, what isn't for me, and kind of cutthroat is the word, or ruthless, just in a very kind of detached masculine energy, be able to give up these things that aren't for you because you know that this something better is here. So here's that 8 of Cups again. You're moving to something better. So if there are feelings, thoughts, ideas that are keeping you from feeling good with your connection and your union, it's time to burn that. And I actually suggest a burn ritual. Okay? I'm also getting happy for the Divine Feminine. And I feel that this moon is going to be bringing in a lot of relief. There may have been towers, there may have been difficulty, you may have felt in the dark, you may have felt a bit in a void space, you may have felt like things aren't moving quickly enough in many aspects of your life, not just in the connection. But this moon is going to be a sigh of relief, a reprieve. I just saw 3333. This is going to be a release, okay? And it's going to bring a lot of happiness and exuberance. And I love how in this card, she's just sitting here, grounded, very solid, crisscross, in this kind of meditation pose. And all the joy and the light and the activations are just magnetized to her. They're just coming to her. So what I'm getting from that, feminines, is you don't have to work hard to get this or to make this happen. This is going to just come to you. So the medicine is clear anything standing in the way. Okay, evaluate your community, and then let that soul family come to you. Attract it. Let it be drawn to your energy magnetically. There's nothing you need to do. And remember, loyal heart, bottom of the deck. So the loyal hearts for community are going to come to you and find you, and you won't have to go searching for them. That's really beautiful. Okay, we're going to wrap this reading up with some angel messages for this full moon in Capricorn coming up on Thursday. So just a couple messages from the angels. We'll go ahead and get a card for the masculines, a card for the feminines, and then I'll grab a union. Okay. All right, let's go with the masculines first, please, Spirit. Wow, that's a lot of cards. Okay. Okay. So, Archangel Metatron, chakra clearing. Abso-stinkin-lutely, masculines. Clearing your space. Call upon me to clear out that old toxic energy. What perfect advice for a full moon. Using sacred geometric shapes, Metatron will clear and open your chakras. And feminines, if you're watching this and you have your masculine in mind, know that you can do this for them. Meaning, when you heal, they heal. So if you want to sit in some form of meditation or energy clearing and work with Metatron, you will be opening this up for your masculine. But know that many of these masculines are at this place where they're doing this work. They're sitting in meditation. You are not on this journey alone anymore. You are both really actively doing the spiritual work. So I love to see that. And then we're getting these that really go hand in hand. This is Archangel Ariel and Archangel Uriel. So courage, brilliant idea. So this is Spirit acknowledging the masculines and saying, yes, masculines, that is a brilliant idea. Act upon it without delay. Take action on this divinely guided idea to bring to fruition. And what I'm hearing is this is the movement towards you. There's something that they are working on. They're working out in their head. They're strategizing that would bring this union in, that would ground it, that would bring you closer together, that would create more space, more ease, more freedom. But it's going to take courage on their part to be able to carry it out. And they're supported by Ariel. Be courageous. Beautiful. All right, let's grab a card for the feminines. One card, please, Spirit. Or, I guess give us the message we most need. Okay. Okay, we got three for the feminines as well. All right, so we're getting sensitivity. This is really appropriate for a full moon. Archangel Haniel, you are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now, so honor yourself and your feelings. Yeah, feminines, because we are seeing this Eight of Cups energy. We're seeing this not for you energy, this a burning, a letting go. Full moons can be a time of extra sensitivity, heightened emotion. So really nurture yourself in the way that only you can. Your divine feminine energy, honor it. Know that you are supported by Archangel Haniel. So if you need any extra guidance with this, work with her. But you see, she's out in nature. She's really grounded in the support of Gaia, animals, trees and flowers. So that could be a good message for you to kind of like ground. She's also playing the harp, so music could be really soothing for you during this time. But just being extra kind with yourself. We're also getting Archangel Gabriel, creative writing. Make time to write down your thoughts in a journal. This is such an interesting card that comes up every once in a while for myself personally, and it's like this reminder for me to record my journey, to record this period in my life, because sometimes it's happening so quickly, and there will come a point in our future where we'll look back and we'll be like, man, I wish I remember how I was feeling, because it's going to get so far off in the distance, because your new reality is going to be so drastically different than this time period of separation or struggle or whatever. So this is almost like a real strong message for many of you that make sure you're writing this stuff down. There's a lot happening, and it could be really healing and therapeutic for you, as well as beneficial for you later. All right, we have clairvoyance, feminines. Archangel Raziel, I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. So for me on this full moon, and that sensitivity card coming out as well, I hear this as feminines, see the truth. You know the truth, but see the truth. Feel the truth. Know that only love is real. Heavenly love is here, and you are grounding. You are grounding. You are welcoming union. It's moving. This is happening. So, and perhaps there could be some activations for you around your clairvoyance. If you sit still, if you sit in meditation. Okay. So for the union energy, we have clairaudience. So here we're getting clairvoyance, clairaudience. Love it. Okay. This is Archangel Zadkiel. Notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. So yeah, twins, pay attention to the signs, listen to spirit, allow it to move you and guide you forward. These connections are so divinely supported. All right, twins, I hope that was beneficial and helpful for you. I'd love to know how you're going on your journey. So if this message resonates, please let me know. Tell me how you're doing. Please like this video. That helps it get seen by more people so we can reach and help more. Yes, and I will be back again soon. Thank you so much for being here. If you're interested in a personal reading for the full moon and or your journey, all that information is in the description box below. And I will be back again soon. Much love.